I don't care what you say. I care about the patterns that you display. You feel me?
Yeah.
If I see certain patterns, because eventually you can't fake it. Like if you display a certain way in which you move, the lying, the manipulating, the being the puppet master, controlling everything about the surroundings. Oh, you was one deceitful.
What he wanted to see happen, should there be an untimely death. This is Miss Denise Boggs, in her own words.
Recently, I heard a podcast by Laura Lynn, really encouraging those that knew the truth to come forward. And I was convicted deep in my heart because I know some truth that needs to be brought forward. My name is Denise Boggs. I was a friend of the Lamb family. And I want to tell you what happened just 2 days before Marcus passed.
Ooh-wee. The truth just keeps coming out.
It's looking bad. It's looking real bad. Probably as bad as my hair does right now. But a haircut is coming, okay? I'm going to let go of the Martin Luther King look after this week. But
they say you look like Eddie Murphy.
Eddie! I ain't far from the banana in the tailpipe.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Level Up with Larry and Leo. We're turning trials and opportunities, dreams into reality. My name is Larry, and this is Brother Leo. Back for another episode. What's going on?
Back with another blazing dumpster fire of a scandal.
So right now we're gonna do a quick video where we just look at what Denise Boggs had to say about Marcus Lamb and his last words.
Denise Boggs dropping some truth bombs. Boggs with the bombs. Let's get it.
And we're gonna look at what Marcus said and also what he did not say, because that's just as important.
I received a call. And the call was him on the other line. He had one of his girls to dial my number. And he said, Miss Denise, I need you to write some things down for me. I said, okay, Marcus, I'll be glad to. And he said, you know, Joni and I have built Daystar, but I really believe it's time for me to say that we built it so the children could carry it on. And I said, okay. And he said, did you write that down? I said, yes. And then he said, well, first of all, there's our son, Jonathan. And he would be the first one that needs to step in and carry things on. He's the first lamb. And then there's his wife, Susie. She took his name, Susie Lamb. And she'll be beside him to support him. I said, okay. And then he said, and then there's Rachel Lamb Brown, and she will be beside him on the other side, helping him to keep everything going. And I need to make sure now you're writing it down. Yes, Marcus, I'm writing it down.
Lambs before the slaughter.
Wait a minute. Okay, why is he calling her instead of his lawyer?
Good question. Very good question.
Wait a minute.
Y'all let us know in the chat. Like, what is because we've seen Denise Boggs kind of show up in this story several times. Like, what was her real role in all of this? Like, what was the relationship?
Because Denise was the one that told him to slow down, told Dougie, slow down. And then they went on and got somebody else to okay it. So
she was like the therapist, right?
Her role is very fluid. Like, please, in the comments, hit us up. Like, what?
Yeah, give us some background on this. So, yeah, that's a very good question. But based on this, and I would assume there's written because he's having to write this stuff down. Like, bruh, you is wealthy, you is a whole billionaire, and you don't have a will drafted.
Yeah, I'm sure he does, and that's what they're using. But I think he made what she's signaling is that he wanted to make some changes and some clarifications on what. Because I don't think he was thinking that he was going to die. He was just thinking, "Hey, I'm down bad, but so now I got to think about the future of what we built and passing it on to the next generation."
So, based off of this, it's obvious Jonathan was supposed to take over. So, it is absolutely obvious the person who was supposed to take over Daystar when it was all said and done was Jonathan. And it seems as though his mother done usurped that position for her own self and Dougie, which is crazy. And then he mentions the other two sisters, and they were supposed to lift up the hands of Jonathan like,
hey,
like Moses with Jonathan and Aaron, or Joshua and Aaron. Just lift up the hands, brother. That's what y'all here to do. But the man, Jonathan, he is the one that will lead Daystar to the promised land. Can I get an amen, somebody?
But that's my question right there. Let's continue because I'm like.
And then he said, then there's Rebecca Lamb Wise, and she will be like on the other side, like Aaron and her, holding up Jonathan's arms, and her husband, Jonathan Wise, will be alongside her to help her. Are you writing that down? He said. I said, yes, Marcus, I'm writing it down. And so when he finished, I knew he had left someone out, but I did not say anything. And I knew that there was some deep pain because of what had happened in the family. And I knew that that's probably why he did not mention.
My God. So
the alleged Pete
done popped up again.
No mention.
Like, I don't even want to talk about that.
Because he mentioned the other spouses.
Mm-hmm. And I still can't get over the Weiss thing. That's just weird. Like, it's just weird.
I guess that's a popular name down there. I don't know.
Anything goes in Texas.
But man, bro, there's so much. Okay, who's in the room? Who's your other witness?
Who else was in the room when it happened? Excuse my Hamilton insert. all the Hamilton fans stand up. I actually went to see it live this past Christmas. It was long, 3 hours.
Wow. I'm gonna pass on that.
But who else was in the room where it happened? Because we just taking Denise's word for it, but it seemed like Marcus was serious, and he said, "I need to
write it down.
Like write it down. This is like a biblical. It seems so dramatic. You know what I mean? Like
that's what I'm telling you, bro. When we first started, I was like, "Yo, this is a Lifetime movie, not a Hallmark. This can't be a Hallmark movie. This is a Lifetime level of twists, turns, pettiness, revenge, unforgiveness, betrayal, abuse, all of that wrapped up in a nasty bow."
How this is not a series on one of the major networks is beyond me at this point. The level of content, and if you are making a series, hit up Level Up with Larry Lee. We'll jump on the series.
Ooh wee! Wow.
But yeah, very dramatic. Like, just I don't know how much longer I have. Are you writing this down? Write everything down, because Who's the executor of the will? Is it Joni? That's what it seemed like.
It can't be. Well, it can be, but
If she's the executor of the will, he's
with
probably
all that cheese. I would think the lawyer guy would be. What's his name?
the one that was
with the NDA that presented the NDA.
Yeah.
Put the name in the comments. There's so many moving parts. I'm like, I can't
keep up.
I can't keep up, Daystar. I need to slow down. But go ahead.
Joshua Brown. But I did not question him on that. This was his time to speak from his heart and not be controlled or manipulated in any way. And I said, okay, I've got it all written down. And he said, okay, thank you. You make sure it gets where it needs to go. I said, okay, I will. And so he hung up the phone, or he had someone else to hang it up. And then I did submit it to different family members. I told Joni about it. I told Rachel, and I told Rebecca about what had happened. So they all knew.
That was mistake number one, Denise. There's a reason he told you and not Joni. This is just wild, bro. This is wild.
I don't understand the dynamics of how. Okay, if I'm in that position and I want to make those changes and those directives, and why not call the lawyer?
But you remember, he's sick at this time. Maybe he's not thinking all the way straight, so he just goes to the first person who he feels like he could trust.
Okay. But he said, get it where it needs to go.
I thought it would go to the lawyer, right? I didn't think she would take it to the family members. What were you did not understand the assignment. You did not understand the assignment. That needed to go to the lawyer, not
Not the family.
Joni. Not to the family. They now you're giving them inside information. There's a reason he didn't tell the family.
It's like giving Jonathan the coat of many colors. It turned around like, oh, really? You want him to go take over, huh?
We got some plans for him. We're gonna drop him in a ditch.
Yeah, bowing down to you, huh? Holding up your arms, eh? I got something for that.
We got a ditch for you, fam. We ain't taking all this bread.
We got a false sabbatical for you, my boy.
Wow. Yo, this is crazy. I don't know if she fully understood what he, because it would seem like if he wanted the family to know, he would have just told the family. He knew what was going to happen when they found out, because he understood how messed up the family was. You got Joshua Brown.
Oh, you made sure to leave him out.
And you got his wife, who's the crash out queen.
Uh-huh.
And then you got Joni, who I guarantee you, their relationship after the whole deal with him and the mistress never recovered. Guaranteed. It was all optics after that. It was all, and he knew. I bet you, even looking back at the interview of the executive assistant, she said at some point her demeanor, everything about her changed. You remember?
Yeah.
I guarantee you Marcus saw that as well and said, yo, she is not the same woman that I married. She's not the same woman.
I mean,
there's pain inside of her and what she did. And because most women, they would just say, you know what, bump that. We gonna separate, and I'm gonna get half, and I'm gonna go
coins,
and I'm gonna go on about my business. But she said, no.
There's more power in staying because now you have all the leverage.
The leverage, every bit of it. So when the thing popped off with Joshua Brown, now it got me my brain going into different directions. how did Joni manipulate that situation when the whole thing popped off with Joshua? Allegedly. Don't come for me, Daystar. Don't come for me. But what was it? What really popped off after that? And how did she manipulate? Because what if Marcus wanted to push it forward, but Joni was the one that was the puppet strings behind the way that thing was navigated? So there's a lot of things that can go wrong, that could kind of be twisted up and set up just to really give a perfect avenue for Joni to take over with Doug. Don't tell and listen, Joni and Doug, this did not start after Marcus got married. Okay? I mean, after Marcus died. That thing started before. Probably that thing had been brewing for a minute. I'm not dumb. I was not. I might have been born that night, but not last night. They was touching and agreeing long before Marcus passed. You feel me? So this seemed like a plot from the jump.
That's wild, bro. That's so.
This was
wild.
A plot from the jump, and God only knows. Hopefully, it wasn't more sinister than what we're even talking about. Because if y'all took Marcus out,
yo,
that would be absolutely crazy. Because they might have said, "Oh, COVID, everything's COVID now."
Wait a minute.
Everything's COVID now. Bro, I know
was slated to go back home.
I know.
What the reports say.
I know personally women who do some of the most sinister things to their husband. That is like literally evil. Just to get back at them for whatever. Maybe even if the husband didn't even do anything to them. They just have such a deep pain that came from somewhere, and they want leverage to make somebody pay. So never, you can't, and it's not just women, men, obviously, everybody, humans. But like,
a woman scorned, bro.
A woman scorned. You don't want to, because the one thing that's going to take a man out is a woman. That's like that's kryptonite all day. Like for powerful men, nothing has taken a powerful man out like a woman.
Yeah. From
the beginning of time. From the beginning. Women can put that thing on you.
Not that good thing either. Shorty, what that thing do? It ain't that good thing.
Your whole backside showing, and you like, what in the world done happened?
Yeah.
So I like, obviously this is all alleged, but like just seeing the way, because listen, people lie, but patterns don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you say. I care about the patterns that you display. You feel me?
Yeah.
If I see certain patterns, because eventually you can't fake it. Like if you display a certain way in which you move, the lying, the manipulating, the being the puppet master, controlling everything about the surroundings. Oh, you was one deceitful. And if the main thing was, and you found you a little floozy named Doug, who he's got a super.
Calling Doug a floozy?
first name that came. It's the first thing that came to my mind.
That's wild.
It's the first thing.
Go ahead.
But think about it, though. Who better to help execute this plan? He's a regular on Daystar, a marriage therapist, is basically addicted to sex. Not basically. Brother is. That's all that's on his mind.
The boy said he died that we might have a great sex life.
I mean, if that is the way in which you interpret the gospel. He said, listen, the gospel, real good news. You feel me?
Bro.
Real good news.
Like,
but he obviously has a lot of trauma. So it seems as though he's somebody who's easily manipulated as well.
mm-hmm.
And he's a good figurehead. She's like, ooh, he looks better. Like, he looks good. He gives all the optics that we looking for. Me and him could just run this show and kick Marcus out. And kick these kids out because I don't like them either. That's what it seems. That's the vibe.
She don't like what she can't control, and that comes from being a armchair psychologist. That comes from the abandonment that she felt when old boy just stepped out for 7 years, and she either had an idea about it and couldn't do anything until it came out to the public, or she had no idea about it and got blindsided. But either way, she was not in control, and she knew she had the opportunity to make more impact, have more money by staying than leaving. You leave, you get 50%.
And that's it.
That company's going to keep growing.
Once that 50% dry up, it's done.
And you lose.
She'll get alimony too.
But you lose the power. You lose your position. And then
right.
Just imagine somebody else coming in, being the first lady of Daystar. Because he already promised the first lady of Daystar to that other floozy that he had.
God knows how many of the and don't first of all, let's not act as though she was the only one. Come on, bruh. You know. Listen, I don't like people lie, patterns don't.
Yeah. If you're going to step out, you got to step all the way out. For 7 years with one other person, I doubt it.
The number of completion. Good Lord.
This guy.
But who even knows? But to be honest, yeah, it seemed like that's a good place to put the genesis of where that scoring came from. But that we don't know what caused it. It could have been something completely different. She may not have even cared if he was. She may have been away. She might have been someone who was helping facilitate it. It would not have come out if it had not been for the other girls who were dropping the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And I know, and Joni knew we found that out. Joni knew. I called it. I was like, man, Joni knows.
She didn't look that surprised
at all. But see, it was actually kind of smart though, considering what we know now. It was pretty smart for her to do what she did, because it made her look better to the public.
Yeah.
Now I'm not just his armchair. Now I'm the woman who covered my husband. I'm the one who forgave my husband, and I'm the one who restored my husband. Mm-hmm. I have the power now.
I mean, it's wild, bro. And please help us know what Denise's role is, because she's the one that interviewed Jonathan too. I mean, not Jonathan. Rachel's husband, Josh. Like, bro. What is Denise's role?
But she had this information. Now it's out there, and this is more for us to dissect. This is gonna be. I need a full closing at the end of this. I need to know what happens. Okay, I need to know
And
how.
not to mention the money that they got from the COVID relief and what they did with that money.
Who didn't get money? Now you know I'm mad now that I didn't. I'm hearing about all these people getting all this money during COVID. Like, why didn't I? But a lot of folks going to jail.
Yep. Folks who have fake businesses or opened up 4 or 5 businesses or closed down entities just to apply. It's over.
But y'all let us know what you think in the comments. And who is
Give us some
Denise?
clarity.
And
Denise.
what y'all think about this whole situation? Obviously, Jonathan was a lamb before the slaughter. He was caught in the crosshairs of all this.
Yeah. And why is... Yeah. There's so much. But yes, Denise, thank you for coming out. But sis,
go to the lawyer. If I wanted my family to know, I would have told them. You didn't understand the assignment. Y'all let us know what you think. Peace.